Today, I'm going to tell you guys how I made my short film, The Taking, with a budget of only $300. So a couple months ago, me and a couple friends got together to shoot a short film. It was the end of the school year. We were thinking that for the summer, we didn't want to just spend it, not working on anything. So I got together with my partners from my film group at school, and we decided that we were going to make a short film. I try to make a short film every couple months, and every time I do it, I literally remember how much work and how much energy goes into it. And I always think to myself that I want to make more films, and then after I do one, I'm like, I don't even want to touch anything film for at least 3 months. Like, I just don't want to have anything to do with anything. Between my last short film, Primal Fear, which you guys can check out on my Poseidon Films YouTube channel, and this movie, The Taking, about 8 months had elapsed, which I don't want to wait that long again, but that's what happened. In this video, I'm going to give you guys some tips and tools that I use in order to get my film to be made. One of the first things I definitely suggest to people is that let your story find you. The story that I ended up going with had been mulling in my mind over a couple months, and it was due to something that had happened in my real life. It just kind of evolved and snowballed into the film, The Taking. I just played around with this idea in my head. I visually saw it. I thought about the locations that I possibly could shoot it at. That's another one of the big tips is that I would give people is that make sure that you have your locations on deck. Do not start thinking of a story and writing a script until you know what locations you have access to. And if you're watching this video, that probably means you're on a shoestring budget. So you need to talk to whatever family member, whatever friend, whatever uncles, jobs, nephews, whoever you can in order to find a location that you can shoot your film at. And you would be surprised how many films can be adapted to different types of locations. Make sure that you have a location locked down as you start to develop the story that you're working on. This particular story for The Taking, I allowed it to find me, and I think that's the best way to go. And you also have to make sure that it's something that you care about, because you're going to be working on it for a long time. You're going to have to edit it, and you're going to be asking all of these people to come together to help you make it. So definitely make sure that it's something that you care about. All right, so the next step is that you have to write your script. Make sure your script is good. Okay, take time. Make sure you send it to a couple people. Let people edit it. Let people look at it. Let people poke holes in the story. Don't get offended. And please, for the love of God, make sure it doesn't have any copyrighted material in it. Do not have a continuation story of The Dark Knight or something like that. Like, just stay away from copyrighted materials, because the film is pretty much going to die. You're not going to be able to send it anywhere, display it on anything, because there's legal liability. So don't even waste your or your crew's time by doing something that's copyrighted. Do not waste people's time by also writing a story that, I'm sorry, is stupid. Don't write a stupid story. Don't write something that no one else gets and that only you get and only you can see. Like, think about your crew, think about all the work that they're going to be putting in, your cast, and try and write something that's really good and worth people's time. Something that people will be proud of, that they want to put on their website or send to potential employers that, look, I did this. I did this thing. Like, do not waste people's time. And also, of course, do not do too much. This goes back to location thing. Don't have like explosions. Don't have animals that have to talk and training, or don't have anything that you have to do a whole bunch of post-production, because so many movies die in the post-production phase. So don't do something that's going to require you to have like a lot of CGI, just a lot of crazy stuff in the aftermath that you have to deal with, because the post process is not easy. It takes a lot out of you. So you've written your story, you've gotten a decent script, it's been reviewed, and you're ready to start finding people. You need to find like-minded people who also want to work in the business and put them in the positions that they want to be in. A great tool for this is Facebook, absolutely. If you're a filmmaker, I know it sounds very old school, but you need to be on Facebook because Facebook has so many resources for filmmakers, not only jobs, but networking events. You can find specific groups for your location. Like for example, I'm in Miami, Florida. I can find Miami, Florida film groups for jobs. I can find them for actors, for models. They even have low budget and no budget film groups where you can find people who want to start making narrative films now. They want to make them now. There's a lot of people who work in media who only really get to work on stuff where they get paid. And so a lot of the times it's not the fun stuff. It's the stuff that you just have to do, like maybe working for like a trashy reality TV show or like making a corporate video or something for a dentist's office or for, just a travel video, like something that is not like, making a narrative film. So you can find people who want to do that. Or for example, you can find people who maybe when they work on set, they're a grip or they're a production assistant, but where they really want to be is in camera, and they have a camera, but they don't get to use it often, and they're still trying to develop themselves and build their reel. These are the people that you want to connect with. Of course, you always want to connect with people higher up, the producers, directors, and stuff like that, but it's really, really important that you find people on your level and you network sideways. You find that grip that wants to be a camera person and you make them a DP. I mean, of course, preferably someone who has experience and isn't gonna like destroy your whole movie. Obviously, use your discretion, use your smarts. I know you're smart. I know you can do this. I know you can handle this. Find somebody who wants to do this same thing with you. And that's for every role that you have. Your camera person, your sound person. Find yourself a friend who wants to be a producer. A friend, if you just want to write it and produce it and then someone else direct it, find your friend who wants to direct. Find somebody on one of these groups. Facebook is an invaluable experience. You have to get on there. So after you have found your crew, after you found your locations, you've done your script, you need to pick a date and don't move the date. And because this is going to be virtually a volunteer project for people, pick like a Saturday. I found picking Saturday is helpful because obviously a lot of people work Monday through Friday. Not everybody, but it's been the most helpful thing to get people to be able to come. And also if the shoot goes late, which your shoot's going to go late on Sunday, they don't have to work. They don't have to go to work on Sunday. I had in the past worked with a crew member who I love to death. He could not work on Fridays or Saturdays, and it really messed everybody up because people had to work in the morning. If you did Monday morning or if you tried to film on Thursday, they had to work on Friday morning. So it just was a mess. One of the best days I would say is Saturday. That being said, try and keep it to a one-day shoot. Do not ask people to volunteer for a 3-day shoot, having to take off work their whole lives. Like if this is your first second time, like keep it small, make a low commitment, and just try and make it worth people's while. Make sure that everything is planned well. You get your planner friend, your producer friend, and you plan out the whole schedule of how long each shot is gonna take and all that stuff. Do your shot list, do all those things, do all your pre-production. Pre-production is so important. So important, the planning aspect, because if you don't plan, when you get there that day, everything is gonna blow up. So once you've picked your date, you got your script, you got your crew, make sure you go through your script and you have everything you need, every prop, every outfit. If you got to talk to your actors, which we haven't cast them yet, but make sure you have everything that you need. Now, casting. Again, Facebook. You gotta be on Facebook because I think a lot of us on Instagram don't really have people that are like, let's say in our city, in our town, who also want to do media like on our pages. Facebook is just such a great resource to find all these people in one place that they chose to be there. They picked They sought out, they ran to these groups in order to be there and participate in them. Find your local actor model group and make a casting. You need a 6-foot male, aged 20 to 30, athletic build for a lead role in a short film. Put all that stuff on like a little flyer and post it in the group. Let people know the date, the compensation, copy, credit, meals. Let them know all that stuff. People will. No matter what it is, somebody's always going to reach out for any kind of casting, because a lot of people are looking for their opportunity to get in front of the camera. Put your casting out. People will contact you, ask if they have a reel, see if they have any previous work. If they don't, keep their information and still go through all the people that you have. Like, don't just jump on the first person. And I also will say, do not write off people right away that don't have experience, because honestly, they can surprise you, especially people who really, really want it. Like someone who really wanted to do this, like they're really practicing their own time. I had one of the best acting that I've worked with as like a director. We're all inexperienced people, and like one of the best was literally like he never acted in a day in his life, but he just became the person, and it was just like it just worked. He was a model previously, but he just fell into acting like so easy. So don't write people off if they don't have experience. Now that you have casted, now that you have your date, now your script's written and all that stuff, you need to prepare for your actual shoot. So first thing that you have to do, make sure you create some kind of group chat. I prefer WhatsApp in order to communicate with your crew. You want to be able to let people know if anything changes. If anyone wants to ask a question that other people might have, they can ask it in the group. You can explain it. And of course, before your shoot, you need to have a production meeting. Now, getting everyone together in person I wouldn't suggest that. It's a lot to ask of so many people. If you have a crew of 7 to 12 people or what have you, it might be hard to ask all these people to come to a place. So we have a Zoom meeting. We have a Zoom production meeting where in this Zoom meeting, we're going to all meet each other, go around the circle. Hi, my role is this, and this is what I want to do. And also in this production meeting, we're going to have a table read. So you're going to go through the script and read the whole script, and the actors will read their roles so that everyone gets an idea. And then, do we have any more questions? Okay. So what I usually like to do is I usually like to let the tertiary people leave, and then I might have another rehearsal over Zoom with the actors, and just let them know intentions and information about their characters. I also usually have a phone call directly one-on-one with each actor. Call them and talk to them about the role and the inspiration and all the backstory and stuff, because it's really helpful for them. We've had our production meeting. We have our script, we have our location, we have our props, we have our wardrobe. Of course, in the production meeting, make sure all your cast knows everything. And we have gotten to our shoot day. Very important for your location and your shoot preparation. Please make sure that your cast and crew has a solid place to use the bathroom. There's nothing worse than, you're working on set and you really have to go, and you ask the director or producer, like, hey, where's the bathroom? And they have no clue, or it's somewhere disgusting, or God forbid, there's no bathroom at all. When you plan your film, make sure you just, you want to work with people again, right? You don't want someone to come and work on your set and it's a complete fucking nightmare. You want it to be fun. You want people to be treated with respect and dignity as they're being paid with copy, credit, and meals, okay? That being said, I would say even more important than a bathroom, make sure you feed these people real food, okay? Do not cheap out on food. And honestly, this $300 budget, I would say probably $200 of it was on food. You got to make sure you have water. You got to make sure you have coffee. You got to make sure you have some kind of soda, some kind of diet soda, some kind of juice. Make sure you have chips. Make sure you have options for vegans, for gluten-frees, for peanut allergies. Make sure you have all these food options. And of course, but you already know everybody's diet restrictions, right? Because you asked them already, right? Okay. So make sure that the food is right, okay? Imagine working 6 hours and then it's mealtime, and then it's just some like dinky wraps that someone gives you. And I say that because I did that before and I learned my lesson from that, okay? Make sure that you feed people real food. On my shoot, The Taking, when the crew arrived, they had basically a sandwich bar, like different types of meats and cheeses and different types of breads and condiments and stuff that they could make their own hero sandwiches, wraps, or whatever they wanted. Plus, in addition to fruit, chips, nuts, granola bars, sodas, Gatorade, all the stuff, energy drinks, like make sure you have all the things. And then for dinner, we had baked ziti with meat sauce and salad with, tomatoes, cucumbers, carrots, and all the different types of dressing. Everybody was happy. Oh, and also cookies. Of course, you gotta have dessert. Cookies, and everybody was happy. Like everybody was good. Everybody said the food was good. Like, please do not push these people when they're hungry, okay? They get angry when they get hungry, okay? So don't treat people like that. Make sure you do right by people. Of course, the most important element of making a short film is have fun. I know, okay, it's very corny. Yeah, I know. But you just have to make sure you have fun. Make sure you're talking to people respectfully. Make sure your other crew members, if you have a producer or somebody or your first AD, make sure they're talking to people respectfully. Make sure PAs are treated with respect. And this is a no budget film, so everybody's kind of a PA, right? Like, oh, they're just a PA. Like, let them carry all the heavy gear up 3 flights of stairs. No, you're the director, you're the producer, you get in there, you help out, you make sure things get done as well. Just remember that everybody's volunteering their time, copy credit, meals. So make sure you treat people with respect and you have fun, you crack jokes, and you have a good time. And also try not to go over schedule because again, you have people volunteering. 12 hours is a lot. Once you start to get to the 13, 14, 15 hour, it's like, come on, like, don't do that to people. Make sure your pre-production is on lock and that you have people in and out, so to speak. You've made your film, you have fun, you have the schedule, you have the actors. Now, what do you do after that? Obviously you go into the post-production process. I'm gonna talk about that in a later video. I personally don't really believe in the whole festival circuit thing, the whole festival system. I have like my opinions about that. But, you prepare your film, you edit it, then you submit it, and see what happens. That being said, that is how I made my film The Taking for $300. Listen, if I could do it, you can do it. And nobody taught me. This was just through trial and error. And yeah, I do work in the industry and I got luckily to see things, but I learned so much through YouTube. So just do as much research as you can. And like I said, the most important thing here is make sure that it's worth everybody's while and don't cheap out on the food. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please leave a comment, rate, and subscribe. Let me know what you think. And let me know if you got a short film plan. I'd love to hear about it and connect with other filmmakers wherever you guys may be. All right, see ya. I'm last one in the house, heading down to do our first shot. Fighting imposter syndrome. I'm stalling. But whatever, we gotta do this. Let's go.